All right, guys, thank you for joining me. Appreciate it as always. All right. Let's get this started. All right, Sarita, thank you for the 5x5. Occur, thank you for the 5x5. Kimberly, Flown Grown, Northern Hillbilly, Cobalt, Trail Name, thank you for the 5x5. Prepper 78, Teddy Roosevelt, Evolving Media, Plausible, thank you for the 5x5. Toto, Ozark, Cowboy, Raven, Colt, Trapper Bob, Eric, Krista, thank you for the 5x5. Jeep Dog, Patch, thank you for the 5x5. Thank you for the 5x5. Hold on. Oh, I guess there's no Rumble live stream. I didn't set it up. I completely forgot to set it up actually. All right, whatever. Thank you for the 5x5. All right. So Buffalo JFE or JF Enterprise. Excuse me. Thank you for 5x5. Patrice Groundhog, Cal Raccoon, Frank Water Tiger, Jazz Watchman. Thank you for 5x5. David Austin, Jenny, Love My, Mitch. Thank you for the 5x5. You You're ever? Ground to play, whatever. Thank you for the 5x5. Sweaty, Supernova, Another Friend, Base Bunny, Thiz, Brian, David, thank you for the 5x5. Vegan, CNSB, thank you for the 5x5. Standalone, Steve, Little Lone Prepper, Ken Zoe, thank you for the 5x5. And one AJ, thank you for the 5x5. Najee, thank you for the donation. Appreciate it, guys. First and last, thank you for the 5x5. All right. If I missed anybody, I do apologize. Somebody just said I took two jabs. My legs are so sore every day since. F14A, is that true? And how long ago was that? Dan, thank you for the 5x5. So anyway, tonight we're going to talk about. Obviously, guys, they are constantly. I don't know if I'm seeing a lot of commercials, but I do see a lot of videos on. Sorry to hear that, Adriana. I do see a lot of videos on the new stuff that's coming out for people to take. And the craziness about a lot of it, guys. I mean, listen, this is not just, for Mr. 19 or the flu or RSV or any of those nonsense. This is also pertaining to weight loss. There's a lot of nonsense in the weight loss world right now where they want you to be completely and utterly lazy. And they want you to be completely and utterly lazy and just take everything by way of injection. Everything. I mean, like, TRT, that's like a testosterone replacement therapy. They want guys to take that instead of just like eating right, getting good sleep, lifting weights. They're like, oh no, this is faster and easier. You're handcuffed to that for the rest of your life. That and like Ozempic. Now, I know there are Ozempic style drugs that are coming out that are a lot less dependent on. Like you don't just your body doesn't have to depend on it, but you. Sorry, just looking at something else. Tammy, thank you for the donation. Appreciate it. So anyway, it pertains to stuff like that too. Like they want you to take everything. In fact, there are micro robots. They're calling them. It's more like nanotech than it is micro robots. But I don't want to get into the wording about it or splitting hairs over it. But these little microscopic robots, as they call them, they did a video. There was a video on it. It was on Reddit, and They did like a whole bunch of scientific stuff with it, and one of them was clearing arteries, or what looked like arteries. They set up what looked like fake arteries, and they put like juice or something like that, and they had some kind of material blocking the tube, and these microscopic robots cleared it out like in record time. Then they had these little robots doing a lot of other things like complex, I guess, movements, like going over an object that was blocking, and the object was probably no thicker than, yeah, the object was probably like no thicker than this, and as it was coming across, it jumped over and then walked its way across the object. Then they had another test where it took bugs and completely flipped them on their backs without harming them and carried the bugs in whatever direction they wanted to. Then they did another study where they took some kind of a worm, and the worm was trying to get to the food, and the microscopic robots were spinning like at a super fast pace, keeping the animal back. And then when the micro robot stopped, the worm went and got the food. So now they're looking to put that into your body. What did the robots do at the stuff once they removed it? They just kept flowing through. And Johnny 308, the theory is that now after they do their mission, and I don't like the way it sounds, but after they do their mission, it goes into your urinary tract and it gets dumped out through your urine, right? So in theory, it's not supposed to hurt. Which again, guys, this has always been a problem in the making. We've seen a lot of movies mention black goo, gray goo, nanotechnology in the body, healing the body, fixing the body, and we've seen that ever since I can remember. Since I was a kid, I remember hearing about nanotechnology in the body, and movies have always talked about it. Yeah, so now here we are. This thing just came out, and the video is like 5 minutes long. I'm gonna do a video on it. I'm gonna break it down a little smaller, but this is dangerous stuff because it's programmed to do whatever it needs to do, and that could be anything. That could also be up to, and the video does not mention it. It could be up to offing you, putting you to sleep forever. Um, yeah, not a good look. Peeing out robots. Again, it might. I don't know why they didn't call it nanotechnology. They just called it little robots or micro robots. Excuse me. I've never seen anything like it. But again, they're going to put that in your body to clear out whatever debris or problem you might be having, right? And so now, guys, we have all of these problems heading our way. You have the pneumonia nonsense, the arm ticket for the pneumonia. You have the arm ticket for the flu. They have updated versions of Mr. 19 now, right? And so they're pushing this stuff on us on a seemingly weekly basis, if not daily basis. Yeah, they were calling nanobots, but again, I don't know why they called it micro robots. I was thinking just call it nanobots or, nanotechnology. No, not at all. So, interesting stuff, though. Very interesting. Listen, some of the technology probably does have a place, but the fact that if somebody was to take over or hijack the nanobots or the micro robots to do some other shit, that could be a possibility, right? And so people can also be assassinated by way of these things because it could definitely shut the system down if it wants. They can program it to do it. So again, that's a different conversation for a different day. Now, a lot of the stuff, guys, that they're going to start pushing in the near future is definitely going to be all of this nonsense. Listen, they want you to take everything now. Like the weight loss shit, that's insanity. I'm like, how about you stop being a fat, lazy fuck and go for a walk? Like, a lot of people who will ask, well, what do you think about Ozempic? I think it's lazy. It's the laziest thing you could possibly take for anyone. Johnny 308. No, it doesn't make any sound. They're too small. I mean, they're too small. I don't. What movie was that where the guy pissed it out and it made a clanking sound? and it was like a nanobot in his body to track him or some shit. He wound up peeing it out or something like that. Whatever. Still, that's a problem. And that's the thing, man. It all has to be poison at some way, shape, or form. It has to be. Where did you get your Celtic sea salt from? Because like Carly, all the Celtic sea salt stuff I hear is some places depends on where you got it get it from. Excuse me, could have like a high concentration of lead. I'm using what's it called, Baja salt. I swear by Baja salt now. Like I wouldn't change from it. I use that as my morning water. Right, first thing in the morning, you should have salted water, but your water does not have to taste salty. You just have to have some kind of salt in it, and it should be Baja Celtic or even pink Himalayan sea salt. Once you drink that in the morning, your body now is open to absorbing water for the rest of the day. Right? It's normally that's like a water protocol that I do in the morning now. The first thing I drink before coffee is water. And in fact, I don't even. I'm getting back to not drinking my coffee an hour or two into waking up. Though today I had no coffee. I wanted to see how long I can go without drinking coffee. So once I hit the 7 o'clock threshold, coffee was out. So I think I had hot chocolate to offset my sweet tooth, and then that was it for the day for the night. And now the rest of the night is water, and I might have some tea. But guys, my point to all of this stuff they're going to force us to take. At some point, guys, they're going to have us up against the wall. For those that are going to go along with society, they're going to have you up against the wall. They're going to force you to take something so that you could be a part of society. Whether that's to eat, work, go to the supermarket, go to a restaurant, whether that's to go to the movies, travel, perhaps. They're going to definitely force this among us or onto us. Excuse me. Make people. Yes, Ozempic does make people look ugly. There are people, and the craziness. I think Ozempic also affects your brain because people who take Ozempic, they do these videos, these Instagram posts or TikTok, whatever it is, and they're like, I've been on Ozempic for 30 days. Look how good I look. You look like shit. You look like a saggy bag of shit. You look like a sandbag without any sand in it. Like that's bad. And then their faces get all ugly. They emit a bad smell from their body. It's usually the smell of sulfur. Not all of them, but most of them. They have a smell of sulfur, which makes them stink. Right? And so now these people just look like shit. Well, yeah, an Ozempic head. That's because their heads don't shrink. Their bodies shrink too fast. And they just look like a bobblehead, an ugly bobblehead. If there was such a thing as a horrific bobblehead or nightmare bobblehead, that would be it. Um, that would be these people. Because these people are just horrendous to look at. I mean, like, I've never seen anything look so bad. And again, they do these videos and they're just like, look how good I look. I'm like, and some of these people, I'm like, what are they looking at? So I'm convinced. Uh, Tricia, sorry to hear that. She says, my sis died from Ozempic. Really? Was it a side effect? I mean, sorry to hear that. Yeah, Ozempic is a shot, not a pill. Though they are, Monica, working on a pill form. I don't know what that's going to look like, but they are working on a pill form because there are people who don't want to take the shot. And listen, anybody who takes those kind of drugs, or what do they call GLP-1 drugs, anybody that takes those, they're just lazy, man. That's all it is. It comes down to laziness. Work your ass off. Go for a walk. Do something. You know. I mean, people just think that that's going to be a cure-all. It's not. It's going to make you look like shit, and you don't have any muscle tone. And I don't, like I said, I saw a chick, man. She got into a dress, and I looked at her, and I thought to myself, she's got to be an Ozempic. With that, we have a conversation, and she admits to it. She's like, yeah, she took a type like it. It wasn't Ozempic, but it was a type like it, and her body just looked like shit. It was like really ugh, you know. And but she was like proud of it. That was the crazy shit. So now all of these Ozempic people who take these drugs, who think they look good, Ozempic has to warp your brain. or because they were so fat for so long, maybe they think that's what good looks like. I don't know. I have no know what you call it. Drone days. Listen, walking is ultimately going to have you lose a lot of weight. There's walking protocols I'm coming up with for next month for people to jump into. So, all right, don't go to the gym, but just go for a walk. Get a walking pad if you want, especially if you're living in a cold country. You don't want to deal with the cold. Though the cold and walking is going to add to weight loss, right? Different subject, but it's definitely going to add to it. So you definitely should try it if you want to. But if you don't want to deal with the cold, get on your walking pad and walk. Right. So again, I got a couple of good challenges coming up next year, and I have walking protocols that no shit. I have walking protocols that are also going to help out with weight loss next year. This again, that this easy way out shit is fucking bizarre. Anyway, the pneumonia shot, which I found to be interesting, guys, is that they're pushing that now. And I didn't even like I heard about it, but they're pushing it on elderly, obviously. The flu, though, there is the H3N2, or is it the H2N3? Let me look that up. They that one is one that they're nervous for. H3, I think it's H3N2, is it H2N3? Let's see. Yeah, the H3N2. They're worried about that one, and that one is not in any of the flu arm tickets that they're handing out. So now they're seeing a spike in the flu nonsense. Oh shit! Someone donated. Sorry about that. Loli, thank you for the donation. Appreciate it. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Yes, and a walking pad. Thank you, Deanna. Walking pad is a mini treadmill. Some walking pads do elevate, which is probably what you want. You want a walking pad that's going to elevate. Again, that's a different conversation for a different day, but definitely looking at that. DB Cooper, yes. If I'm not mistaken, some of the pneumonia. Sorry, is mRNA. Are you kidding me? It's fucking stupid. Sorry, computer's been acting up. I got a cracked screen. It's all kinds of shit going on. There's actually two right now. Sorry, the pneumonia arm ticket that just came out. There's regular, old school, and then there's the new technology, right? So they have two available. And listen, they're trying to come out for an arm ticket for everything now. Everything. They even have one for. They're trying to develop one for strep, and they're trying to develop one for meningitis. I don't know what meningitis is going to look like. I really don't. K-Man, it looks like I was going to have it Sunday, but now I'm working Sunday night. So I'm trying to keep my movie critic stuff Sunday night. Broke, thank you for the donation. Appreciate it. I'm trying to keep him Sunday night, but I'm working Sunday night. But probably the following Sunday night I will. And yeah, so the AC22. The problem with the arm ticket for the flu is that it doesn't have the H3N2 in it, and that's the one that's not wiping out, but it's presenting a problem for people. Which I'm like, whatever, man. Seriously, isn't that bad? So there is that. Joanne, if I don't understand what you're asking, you're looking for a weight loss idea, but your doctors are telling you that your body's in starvation from not eating enough in the past. I would say up your caloric intake to a moderate level, and once you sustain your weight there, if you're looking to drop weight, You just got to lower your caloric intake. But if you're disabled, I wouldn't even be worried about dieting. I mean, I don't know what your exact problems are, and that's hard to diagnose that, or rather, excuse me, it's hard to talk about that when I don't know exactly what you got going on. But if you want, you can email me at angryprepper@yahoo.com with your exact problems, and I could probably figure it out from there, if that helps. So, guys, here's the problem. They want us to do all of this stuff. They want us to take these things, but they are forgetting about something called metabolic health. They do not want people to focus on metabolic health. Um, yeah, caloric deficit is definitely what you want if you want to lose weight and you're disabled, but I don't know how disabled you are. That's, what I'm trying to get at. Because it all depends. But I mean, like, if you're heavy and you want to lose weight, and you should try to do some kind of working out, but I wouldn't know if you're wheelchair bound, bed bound, right? If you're any of those two, I would just eat a little less. That's all. Um, Restore Justice said, third anthrax messed me up. Really? Yeah, I know a lot of guys that were having problems with the anthrax arm ticket. Guys had like if you had eczema, you couldn't take it because of the opening of your skin. I know a lot of people had neurological problems after the anthrax arm ticket. It screwed a lot of people up. I don't know if they're still giving it out though. I don't think they are, from what I remember. I don't think they are. But anyway, that didn't work out for a lot of guys. So, guys, metabolic health is something that we should be focusing on in regards to the winter season, winter months, excuse me, or cold season, whatever it is. Metabolic health is going to keep you focusing, excuse me, on metabolic health is going to keep you healthier, right? So metabolic health refers to a state of your body's metabolic process, which includes how well your body converts food into energy and manages blood sugar levels. Good metabolic health is characterized by normal levels of blood sugar, cholesterol, blood pressure, reducing the risk of diseases like heart disease and diabetes. Now, metabolic health, a lot of things play into it. Your diet, your activity levels, right? Your stress levels. If your stress levels are too high, you're going to have too much cortisol. It's too much cortisol is going to fight against everything else you're trying to do, especially when it comes to losing weight and sleep, because good sleep plays into weight loss. Too much cortisol, you can't sleep, right? Um, and doctors don't want you to focus on this, and you should be focused on this, especially now, because instead of saying, "Hey, before we give you X, Y, and Z, how about you eat cleaner, eat healthier, try a inflammatory diet if you're always hurting, or you have a joint problem in your body, try that. If you have gastrointestinal issues, try fasting, and then try a Mediterranean diet, which is often good for the stomach and good for inflammation throughout the body, right? There's a lot of things you can do, guys, to minimize your problems, but instead, doctors are like, "Oh, it's flu season, it's pneumonia season. We need you to take this. We need you to take the RSV arm ticket too while you're at it." In fact, you're a candidate for Mr. 19, RSV, and pneumonia. Let's go ahead with all three of those. They are just looking to either wipe out the entire human race, or they seriously, wholeheartedly believe, doctors believe, that this stuff is going to help you. I don't see it. I don't get it. I'm not understanding why they think this, but this is what they're being told. Now, I have been around sick people for a better part of 25 years, right, since I was in EMS. And even now in the fire department, you got guys that come in sick, you go into sick people's homes, and I have not gotten sick, even with Mr. 19. The only time I got sick with Mr. 19 was when I was dumb enough to drink after my wife, who was sick. So I know that I can't get it by air, if you will, or close contact. It has to be direct contact, right? So that's my way of getting it. Also, too, if your immune system is shot because you're stressed out, you're going to get sick. That's just a fact. So, you could be strong all day, you could be healthy. If you are severely stressed out because you're going through something traumatic, you're going to get sick. I got lucky. I didn't really get sick last year. But you do get lucky. You do get sick because there's too much stress on board. But yeah. So nonetheless, guys, beware of your doctor when they tell you shit like taking laxatives every day is perfectly fine. No, it's not. It is not good for the stomach. It's not good for the stomach lining. There are doctors that are telling their clients, patients, that if you take this, this is good for your stomach. When it really isn't. Anyway, right now, guys, the World Health Organization just issued a global pandemic potential warning on the H3N2. That's the flu strain that is evolving rapidly throughout the world. All right, this is the WHO's already stepped into the arena. I didn't think it was going to get this far, and when the WHO made this announcement, I was like, "Are you kidding me?" Already, whatever. The World Health Organization has sounded the alarm over a fast-changing influenza strain, warning that international monitoring networks are picking up viral mutations with the pandemic potential as infection numbers climb in numerous areas. Guys, pay attention to the word pandemic potential. Pay attention to that. Seasonal flu is an acute respiratory illness that spreads globally and has the capacity to cause serious complications and or even fatalities. The WHO reports that the worldwide flu activity has increased dramatically in recent months, fueled by a rising share of influenzas known as the H3N2 virus. The uptick aligned with winter's arrival in the Northern Hemisphere, a season traditionally associated with heightened respiratory illnesses. Across the Northern Hemisphere, certain countries have documented surprisingly premature flu season onsets, and also a lot of places like here in New York, they've seen a bump. I think it was back in like October, November, they started seeing an early bump in the flu. And then the articles are coming out that doctors are nervous because get bent with that shit. It'll be okay. We'll be fine. Anyway, while others are witnessing gradual rise that haven't yet hit epidemic thresholds. Although, sorry, yes, although present activity stays within typical seasonal parameter, the WHO has observed that early increase and higher activities than typical at this time of the year have already been documented in certain territories. From August of 2025, when I first noticed this, or rather saw an article on this, a swift emergence of the H3N2 virus from the J241 alias K subclade has been detected across the globe. Again, guys, here goes the nonsense. They're positioning themselves to they're positioning themselves for this nonsense. So I can see them springing some nonsense on us possibly next year. But we got to wait and see. If a Simpson prediction happens, it's because they made it so. A source just says flu seasons through May. Yes, but they saw the flu season or the flu uptick starting around August, if not September. That's why they're and when they and then again I saw articles on that, and they were like, it's the flu season starting early, and then all this other bullshit. I'm like, all right, whatever you think. No one gives a shit, right? These recent predominant virus, display multiple genetic modifications that set them apart from others circulating, representing what the WHO characterized as a significant evolutionary development. Despite the changes, the data at hand does not show an uptick in severity of the disease, just the amount of people getting sick. That's what they saw. But I like how they sit there and they go, it is characterized as a significant evolutionary development. Yo, they're positioning themselves to start some shit. That's what this article is. Where did I? Oh, I saw that on another app, which I got rid of. No, I didn't. It should be here. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah. Ah, your mother. I just fucking swiped it. All right. So anyway, I was thinking about bingo cards. I was thinking about bingo cards for 2026, and then figuring out how I could upload them or have you guys download them, and then we just play fucking bingo. And it's funny because we spoke about this early this year, maybe if not last year. Maybe we should do that. Are you taking their medicines? Super Dave 44. Who's taking what medicines? Are you taking their medicines? What medicines? I don't know what you're talking about. All right, all right, all right. It's time for cats. Yeah, I don't take any medicines. I don't take anything. It's funny because I had a doctor. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you something right now. This is a sidetrack. I was gonna tell you that my doctor was a little surprised that I'm not on any medication and all this other stuff. But I said because I take care of myself and I do not wholeheartedly believe in the medical system. I just don't. And when you listen to doctors make statements like, we're not here to heal you. We're here to make sure you stay in the system. When you hear multiple doctors say the same exact shit or similar shit, you know that the system is trying to get you, on board. There was a doctor, in fact, he states that people are, now he goes, people in the medical world, he goes, what we do is we get you hooked on medications. A lot of the medications or the ailment that you might be having drains out the supplements in your body, the vitamins in your body, the nutrients, right? And so now you develop these symptoms. We give you medications for those symptoms, and then the symptoms seems to be dying off, but it doesn't. It's just being quieted, and then more of your nutrients are being drained out by the medication themselves, to the point where the medication stops working, and then the medication stops working, and then we have to up your dosage, and then when the upping of your dosage doesn't work, then we turn to surgery, and then in turn, when you go you done with your surgery, we put you on more meds. He goes, and it's an endless cycle. And this is a doctor saying this shit. Yes, drugs were never meant to heal. Actually, they were meant to keep you in the system, always, right? So again, doctors are saying this shit, and there a lot of doctors are coming out and saying this. That's the problem. So a lot of people don't want to hear it. A lot of people are like, what do you mean? I started taking this and I feel better. For now, it doesn't mean, I'm not saying like you take these meds and you take these meds and in a couple months you're gonna feel sick again. No, it could be a couple years, but the doctor's saying that for every medication you take, it's definitely going to add to your ailment or make it worse down the line, right? I am one of a few guys in my age range that do not take any medications. People look at my blood pressure because of all the salt I eat, and they're like, "How do you eat that much salt and don't have high blood pressure?" High blood pressure has nothing to do with salt, and not the healthy salt I take anyway, right? Has a lot to do with sugar and your sugar intake and diabetes, and there's finding out that high blood pressure is directly correlated with diabetes, not so much salt. Your body needs salt, and whatever salt your body doesn't need, it dumps, right? So anyway, that's a conversation for a different day. Now, what I was going to talk about is like the raising of all these flags. They're raising Somalian flags. They're raising a Pakistani flag in Hoboken, New Jersey. And they were like, that sparked controversy. No other country flag should be flown in any part of this country. There shouldn't be a Somalian flag. There shouldn't be a Palestinian flag. There should be none of these flags other than the American flag. And the problem, guys, is that this is what happens when you let foreigners become politicians here in this country, right? And a lot of these foreigners are okay with flying other flags that are not the United States flag on American soil. That shit's got to stop. First and last, that flag too, Israeli flag, Jew flag, whatever flag, that shit's got to stop too. There's only one flag that should be flown in this country, and that's the American flag. That's it. You want to, on your home, you want to fly the flag out of the on your lawn or some shit. Fine. You want to put it on your house or out of your window, okay. But flying it in a public domain, bullshit. And every last person that does this, the flag should be cut down and burned. Done. Only the American flag, not no gay flag, not no transgender flag, not the retard flag, if there is one. No other flag but the American flag. That's it. But these these stupid politicians flying a Palestinian flag because they want to be in solidarity with Gaza, then go to Gaza, man. Go to Gaza and fly that shit. Don't do it here. The problem is there's no repercussions. There needs to be repercussions. And listen, guys, it starts with the little things. You allow them to do this, like I'm going to talk about on the Angry Truth tonight. I'm going to talk about Somalians and their nonsense. Their nonsense is getting really out of hand. There's so much going on with them. We're not paying attention to it because we're paying attention to Erica Kirk and her fake crying. Virginia closed CB shops, but allow 4 plants and an ounce in possession. I don't weigh mine. No kidding. Loli, thank you for the donation again. Appreciate it. Jumali's. Or Jumanji, you choose. No, any flag. I don't care. Mexican flag, it's enough. You want to, fly it off your car? I disagree with that, but it's your vehicle. Do what you want. But at state buildings and public places, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Oh man. Yeah, there's a lot of nonsense going on. A lot of shit going on, man. And things are just going to get as far as political goes, it's probably going to get a lot worse. Um, and the thing is, I think a lot of it is to piss us off. It's to keep us off guard. For example, the United States government, if I'm not mistaken, just passed a $900 billion military spending bill where Ukraine gets $800 million and Israel gets $692 million. So we're sitting here, guys, worried about and listen, that shit is bullshit, right? Trump said he wasn't going to give any more foreign aid, and here he is giving Ukraine another $800 million and Israel almost $700 million. The people that voted for Trump, including myself, this is not what we voted for. He promised he was going to stop X, Y, and Z. Johnny Coathanger states, had to resubscribe. Everyone check your status. I should probably put that out there, but I keep forgetting when I think about it. Don't call me sir. What should I do? I think my wife took the shot. Ask her. I mean, listen, there's not much you can do. There are Vince, the angry photographers on YouTube, is the angry lensman, and don't call me sir. Ask your wife, man. Ask her, did you take it? See what she says. There are how you say protocols for the how you say the spike nonsense in it. You got to look that up. I don't know if that's going to work. I think something that changes your DNA or fucks with your DNA can't be fixed, right? A lot of people seem to think so. Maybe they're desperate. I don't know, but it can't be fixed. But ask her. Ask her what do you think. And ask her ask if she took it or not. Excuse me, and go from there. If she's displaying any symptoms of being sick, I don't know what to tell you, man. But yeah, that's the only thing you can do. You know, I know a couple. I mean, I know one person who took it, and she was like, "Oh, because of my job," but whatever. She's the mother of one of my kids. So I tell her what she should do, but she doesn't listen. Now she's running into some problems herself. So listen, it is what it is. Yeah, listen, guys. I said it before, and again, I voted for Trump because I was like, I can't vote for Kamala Harris. I can't. I couldn't. But I should have, in hindsight, just wrote my name in again. Because Trump is not doing anything he said he was going to do. The Epstein file, like, it's one thing to not release the Epstein file. That's fine. Not that it's fine, but you're like, all right, this is politics. He could weasel his way out of not releasing the Epstein file. But instead, he chose to go the low road and call out on his MAGA party and call it, what did he call them? Weak and stupid. And that the Epstein file was a hoax. But so again, and now he's like, oh, I'm going to end 4 and 8. And now he's giving fucking money like it's growing on trees. I don't get it, man. Just say no to divorce. Is Manilow back here? See if you can prove we are not. I don't know what the fuck that means. Restore justice. Yes, actions have consequences, man. I tell people all, listen, guys. There are guys in the firehouse that are like a little concerned right now. They're like, yo, what do we do? I'm like, I don't fucking know what you should do. I have no clue. I said, what you should have did was back us up and not taking it. That's what you should have did. And now they're like, yeah, I said, there's no, because no, you should have fucking backed us up. Should have backed out play. You would have backed out play. We would have been good. But no, now guys are like second guessing it. They're like, oh shit. And guys that got in the argument, they're like, oh, I definitely think this is it. It's the arm ticket. I'm like, remember when we got into that argument over this? You thought I was stupid and a crazy and a psych patient. You thought my conspiracy theories were outlandish. Are they outlandish now? You know, I tell people this all the time. Shouldn't have been stupid enough. But listen, people are sheep. They will do what they need to do. Ryan's like, you need to take your pension out. Yeah, I know. I know. Yo, 2 more years. 2 more years. The end of my 25th year. Is it 2 more years? Or is it three? Might be 3 more years. But anyway, at the end of my 25th year, I'm done. I'm out of here. I'm gone. So, guys, the FDA approved a new Mr. 19 on ticket for 2025 and 2026. Subtitle was, how many updated Mr. 19 on tickets are available? As of right now, there are 3 updated Mr. 19 arm tickets approved in the United States. Moderna's version is approved for another 6 months or older. Pfizer is for those 5 years and older. Novavax is authorized for people 12 or older, according to Forbes. Each of these arm tickets are designed to provide stronger immunity against emerging variants. The FDA approved new arm tickets that are, and I quote, to provide stronger immunity. You know how you get stronger immunity? You know how you get stronger immunity? By focusing on your metabolic health. That's how you get stronger immunity, not by taking something you don't need. It's just bizarre to me that that's the key. What movie? I'm gonna do worst '80s movies, or rather, I'm gonna do worst '80s movies, and then worst '90s, 2000s, so on and so forth. But we're gonna start with the worst '80s films. Jason, yes, that's the idea. Stop eating shit. Right? That's step one. And I listen, guys. I guarantee you, forget about working out, lifting weights, kettlebells, running 1,000 miles, trying to look like what's his name, the Black Navy SEAL dude. I can't remember his name right now. Holy shit! But forget about all of that. Just eat cleaner, and your health is going to change dramatically. Try to get as organic as you possibly can. Even if you don't, but you're still eating fruits and vegetables, rice, chicken, and meat, or beef, excuse me. 80, I would 86 the pork, but you eat cleaner, you're going to feel better. Forget about working out. Now, one David Goggins, thank you guys. Once you start feeling better, then you're gonna want to work out. Your body's gonna feel like you're gonna get this energy, and this energy has to go somewhere, right? And once the energy has to go somewhere, your body's going to tell you, we should work out. And then you start working out. It's a simple solution, man. It's just eating cleaner. Like doctors are not going to tell you this. Some doctors will. Some doctors will tell you eat healthier. Add some fruits and vegetables. Add some soups. Some doctors will tell you this. Other doctors will be like, well, you can maintain your diet. Just take this, and they'll offer you a bunch of bullshit. Right? But if you eat clean, if you cook the majority of the time, you will be fine. Dog Creek, do I think we have 3 years left? No, 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 no. I have 3 years left to retire. 2 to 3 years to retire. I don't think we have 3 years left on Earth. Sorry, no. I have 3 years left to retire, and I'm gone. Going to the high seas. Going to look for buried treasure in the middle of the ocean. Nah, just kidding. Mitch, that's probably not right, but yeah, okay. There's a lot of ways you can get strong immunity outside of picking your nose. But yeah. So which Mr. 19 strains do the arm tickets protect you against? The updated arm tickets target the JN1 lineage of Mr. 19, specifically the LP81 strain, a descendant of the Omicron version. In the United States, the dominant strain causing most problems is the XFG, also known as the Stratus version. As per Forbes, because the XFG is closely related to the LP81, the arm tickets are expected to offer protection against this prevalent version. Health experts, here we go, including the World Health Organization, say that the arm tickets are effective at preventing severe illness and hospitalization and death. Yo, they will tell you anything. They will tell you just about anything to take this shit. I'm like, I haven't had a problem. Listen, there are a lot of people getting sick. We know this, right? There are a lot of people getting Mr. C, cancer, right? A lot of people getting it. A lot. And again, I'll say this again. I know that somebody at my job was like, well, what if you get cancer? I'm like, I was at the Trade Center. So if I get sick, I have an out. You're not going to sit there and pin the arm ticket on me. And then they were like, and then listen, these two guys, they just don't want to let it go. They don't. You know? The two guys in my firehouse, they don't want to let it go. And they just seemingly think that this is a coincidence. Because they're stupid. They're stupid. You know? They're smart in one aspect. They're just dumb all the way around. When you're seemingly looking at everything that's going on, you're going, well, it can't be that. Look at the food and the water. I'm like, really? Because the cops are going through the same shit we're going through, you know, as far as the numbers are, you know. So, yeah. And I said, our food and water has been bad for decades. Decades. Now, all of a sudden, right after something was introduced, and when you say it like that to people, people go, I guess you're right. Not I guess, I know. There are a lot of things I don't know, and there are a lot of things I do know. And I do know with all my heart, my paycheck, my pension, my sleep shorts, you name it, for everything I'll put on the table, I bet that it was definitely that thing that was introduced to us a few years ago. I don't need any study or proof. We know it, man. We know it. When it's like somebody cheating. When they cheat, they start acting suspicious, and then you have an idea that they did something. You all but know they did. It's the same thing, man. It's the same thing. This thing definitely led a lot of people down the wrong path. Got a lot of people sick. Milo or Manilo, whatever your name is, you've been saying that shit for years, so stop. You've been saying that shit since like, what, 2022, 2021? That the world's going to end next year. Every year with you is next year. Enough already. Go to sleep. Get a girlfriend. Do something. They have AI girlfriends now. Get one of those because you're probably not a likable dude. So just enough already with your end of the world shit. It's going to be next year. Grow up. What will your FDNY department and pension will be like in 3 to 4 years? Uh, David, our pension works off of what we put into it, what the job matches it, and then the stock market. All of that plays, and then a couple other things play into it. My pension will be fine. I mean, me coming back, I made more money. I'll be leaving with more money in my pension than when I left the first time. Right when I first retired, my money was like was okay. It was all right. It was survivable. Now it'll be way better than that. I'll be in a better place. Listen, I was told to come back because my pension would be better if I came back for a couple of years, and I did. Right. So yeah, here we are. So I'm not worried about my pension. As far as it being dipped into by, the mayor and all that other shit. That's state legislation shit that's probably never going to happen. I won't listen. I wouldn't be surprised if it happened, but there's a lot of state legislation involving to having the state or the city dip into our pensions. So I'm not worried about it. Like not at all, not even a little bit. We have till 2030. After that, there are no holiday dates on the calendar in your phone. I guess I'll look it up later. I don't think that's true though. I mean, I guess I could look up now. Let's see. Let's go to 20. Let's go to 2031. Ah, he's right. 2031. Why are there no holidays in here? Interesting. Right? Thanksgiving's the 27th. Yeah, he's right. No Christmas, no New Year's Eve, no New Year's Day. That's very interesting. No kidding. I take that back, Johnny 308. No shit. Yeah, in 2030 there are holiday dates, but in 2031 there are no holiday dates after that. That's interesting. That is not a coincidence, man. Holy shit. New video incoming. Hell, even 2030 at Christmas, there's no holiday dates. That's very interesting. I mean, like whatever I put in here is there. But yeah, there's seemingly no holidays. Very interesting. Very interesting find. That should be a video on itself. Wow. Anyway, guys, as you can see, the FDA is always looking to push some bullshit. I don't know. I don't know. Johnny 308, what made you look that up? That's very he goes, yeah, I'm right. Yeah, what made you look that up? That's insane. I can't believe nobody figured it out yet. That's very interesting because up until recently, there's always been years on the calendar. He said, we're doomed. We're doomed. I always like when people say that, especially now. That's some shit you used to hear like in the 20s and the 30s. We're doomed. Not like, when people say it now, it's just funny. It's a funny thing. That's very interesting. right after the year 2030. I mean, like even in 2030, um, well, to be fair, I don't see any holidays in December of 2029 either. A couple birthdays, but no holidays. Interesting. Maybe it's an Apple glitch. Who knows? That's interesting. All right. Another earthquake in Japan, a 6.7. Frank, thank you for the update. There's no 2030. No days off for holidays, trying to ban them. Could be that. And it's funny. Maybe Johnny 308 saw this or got it from here, but look. Sorry, somebody just sent me a post saying, so look at your calendar after 2012/31/30. There are no more holidays. But to be fair, there's no more holidays in 2029 either. So I wonder what that's about. Maybe now that we're catching up on it, Apple's going to fix the problem. I guarantee you. Apple's going to be like, nope, 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 nope. We didn't mean to show our hand. At least not yet. That's okay. All right. Anyway, going off the air in a couple minutes. Uh, gonna head over to the Angry Truths channel. We're gonna talk about these people taking over a lot of cities, a lot of government jobs, and what they're doing. And there's a lot of videos popping up about them. And in fact, guys, there's a lot of videos of them, Somalians, popping up saying some crazy shit like themselves. So I don't know what their tactic is, but they are definitely a growing population in this country that needs to be shut down. At least their crazy entitlement nonsense needs to be shut down. But we're going to talk about that a little more on the Angry Truths channel in about 1 minute. Outside of that, guys, I do thank you for joining me. Appreciate it as always. I should be back on next week. Let me check. Yeah, I should be fine for next Tuesday and Thursday. Right? Yeah, next Tuesday and Thursday I should be fine. So outside of that, I'll try to have a movie film critic the 21st of December. We're going to talk about worst movies, or either worst 80s movies or worst movies altogether. All right. Anyway, guys, outside of that, thank you for joining me. Appreciate it as always. And we'll see some of you guys on the Angry Truth channel. Good night.